What up, and welcome. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. This is my YouTube channel, Coded Design, where I teach coding and user interface design. This is a two-part video where I will be explaining to you about when I will be talking about a server, and also I will teach you how to upload your first HTML file or your first website to a server. Obviously, back in the days when I was like introduced into web designing, I really wanted to know what is a server and what's going on. How can I get my own local website to be online? To me, that was exciting. So I really wanted to know. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what is a server? Obviously, a server is more like a storage space or a computer online, depending on which is your hosting company. Maybe your server might be local or it might be somewhere there in the United States. I don't really think the geographic location matters that much when it comes to where who are you using for hosting. You can go to Wix, you can go to Afrohost, you can use any type of hosting, but a server is just a big computer sitting in a place somewhere. But what is more important about it is that it has important information about your website, which is your index file, your assets, and everything. So I have logged into my server. This is a test server, something that I will delete as time goes by because I will have to change the name. So when you are given the login details by your hosting company, you will see something like this. This is DirectAdmin. Let me just search DirectAdmin so that you can see a logo. Or yeah, DirectAdmin so that you can see a logo for DirectAdmin. DirectAdmin hosting. Just a moment, because I don't want to log out there. Here is a logo for DirectAdmin. So here is the logo. So I'm connecting to my backend through DirectAdmin. However, there is also another way of connecting to the database called cPanel. Maybe in most cases, most companies, they use cPanel, of which cPanel here is a logo for cPanel. However, whether you are in your backend through DirectAdmin or cPanel, the structure is the same. I think basically the difference might be the user interface and some functionalities that at the moment I'm not concerned about or I'm not aware of. Okay, so when we talk of a server, it's more like your home computer. It has got different sections. So let's go through those sections, of which these sections are in all hosting interfaces. Even in cPanel, you are going to see plus minus the same thing. So we've got domain setup, we've got subdomains. When we talk of subdomains, we are talking of, let's say I can have a subdomain in this account. Since this is going to be an accounting system, let's say I want to have the application side of it. That means the actual app, the actual accounting app. For instance, let me just run that native accounts. At the moment, there is a musical experiment of mine in this account at the moment, but I'm not sure why it's low, but I will continue when it's showing something. So as you can see that this is an accounting system. So this is an app, this is an application, not a website, not an informational website. Then what if maybe I want in this domain, in the main domain, to have an informational website, but also I do want the app. So that means I can create two domains. That will mean that this, don't mind about this musical thing, this interface. So that will mean this is going to be a normal website, not an application. Then I might create another domain which will be app dot native account .co.za. As you can see that there is app here dot native account .co.za. so a subdomain is something like that. So when you visit it, it looks like it's a domain on its own, but this app is not a domain name because it's under native account. So in this part you can do something like that. You can some sort of customize those things. This will help you to do that. Let me just click here just to give you an idea of what's there. We're not gonna talk about it, we're not gonna do a subdomain yet, but I'm just going to show you. So as you can see that it's asking for a subdomain name, so you can click here to add the subdomain. Also here I'm going to show you the parts that I like, the parts that I know something about. Other things I haven't used them myself, so let's continue. So that is it. And then here we've got PHP settings. Okay, maybe when you are running, this is localhost, this is PHP running locally on XAMPP. This is PHP, this PHP is running here. Maybe on your XAMPP you are running PHP 5, but now when you get into a server, you'll find out the server has got maybe PHP 8. So how can you set that PHP 5 to PHP 8 to PHP 5? Then you can do that here to set all those PHP versions. And then this part, this section, you are going to use it most oftenly because this no, this is not a file manager. I thought this is a file manager. Okay, this is email manager. You know, let's say I want to have an email like info at native accounts, no space, .co.za. How would I do that? Then that will mean I have to do it here. Email accounts, I can click here and create those email account info, whatever designs at native account, whatever email that I want. So in this part of the emails, this is the only part that I have used. I haven't used other sections. Okay, maybe my file manager is still coming. Okay, advanced feature. Also, even me, I'm used to cPanel. It's my first time to use DirectAdmin. Maybe that might be other reason why I'm going to change this account. I'm going to change it and then use a different domain. I'm used to cPanel. So with cPanel, the file manager, it's almost somewhere on top. You don't go further down without seeing it. Okay, anyway, then we've got advanced features. Let me just look here and see. I don't think I have used any advanced features, if I can be honest. Even on cPanel, I have not used any advanced features. System info files, I think here is this file manager. So this is where you are going to spend most of your time in, because this is where you get to the actual place where your files are. So let me just click here on file manager. It's here on DirectAdmin and also on cPanel. It's called file manager. So here I can say this is the location where you actually put your files. So if we can go to this public folder, this is where this app is located in. By the way, this is industry plug. This is just an app that me and my friend Gori were trying to create and establish. Obviously this is an early stage of it. What we are trying to do here, we are trying to take down Spotify. If you want to get all the information about how I've developed and my concept and my thinking behind this music application, please check the link in the description below. So this is where all these files are residing. All these files, they are here. So if we can check here, suppose we see an index file. Here is the index PHP. Okay, more important to note about this section, once you put anything here in this public and maybe you rename it to whatever, maybe my app, the engine or the server is not going to detect it as a welcoming page, because whatever that you see here, it's loading because of this index. So index, it's like an entry to a website. So if you put a file here and you don't name it index, it's not going to be recognized as an entry, as an entry point of your site. You are going to see that on the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you can see when we are uploading a new file here, and we're going to call that index and see what's going to happen. So please subscribe so that you can be notified when we are doing part 2 of this video. Okay, where were we? Okay, so we were on file manager, and then let's just go there. Extra features, webmail, PHP admin. PHP admin, this is where you, let me check. Okay, let me just skip this one. Okay, PHP admin goes hand in hand with MySQL database. However, yes, it goes hand in hand with MySQL database. In the local host, here, can I quickly go to admin? I'm just going to show you something, because PHP admin on local host and on a server, not necessarily they are different, but they are not, the functionality is not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same. So in this point, I can just illustrate it. So let me go back here in the meantime, close this one, and talk about this PHP admin. So this is PHP admin. However, let me just check where can I get the SQL server files or database related part. Okay, this is installing software tools now. PHP admin. Okay, no database thing. I'm just assuming that if there is no, or I don't see it, maybe it's here but I don't see it, that is fine, not a problem, nothing to write a story about. Okay, in cPanel there is PHP myadmin, and also there is a section just like this section where there is MySQL database. So what I was going to explain to you is, locally on PHP admin you can create a database on this local PHP on the XAMPP one. For instance, we can create here a new database, and then from here we can even change our tables. For instance, I created this SMS database. Okay, so here we can create a database testing, and the database will be created, and then from then we can add tables and do that. So basically PHP admin, it's like administering, number one, the database related things like creating tables and all those things. You can do that here. However, let's go to a server. Once you come to a server, I'm going to talk about cPanel, because this DirectAdmin, it's a bit different. On cPanel, the PHP admin doesn't create a database. The PHP admin doesn't create a database. There is a section for MySQL. It's more like a database section, just like this one. This one is extra features. On cPanel there is databases. I think there is MySQL here and all other things relating to database. So in cPanel, you go to that MySQL, you first create a database there. Once you are done with that database, also you assign a user that will use the database and its own password there. It's separate from the PHP admin. Hence now when it comes to here, it's a little bit tough for me to explain what my PHP admin does, because what PHP admin does in a server and in XAMPP are two different things. So here obviously is asking me some password when I want to log into this PHP admin, which might be a mission and a half to get. Let me check. Yeah, it's gonna be a mission and a half to get, but that one is a story for another day. But basically I think that's the most important thing in a server. So this is a live server. Obviously when you want to install WordPress, you can just click here and install WordPress. In terms of Laravel, I haven't used Laravel at the moment. Okay, I think that is it. So what is the most important thing here? Most of us, we get into the industry as web designers. I can say that will mean we design informational website, not web application. So what is important to a freelancer that is a web designer? Number one, it's this file manager, because this is where you are going to put your own files, whether you are on cPanel or DirectAdmin. This file manager is important. Please stay tuned. On the next video, I'm going to show you how do you upload your file inside here, this file manager. So this is the most important part, because you are going to be visiting this most oftenly. And then secondly, it will be the email section of it. Here obviously the client will say, I want a certain email, my name Matthew at codeddesign.co.za. This is where you are going to do those custom emails. Even those custom emails, you will have to link them with your own Gmail account, or you can link them with what is this Microsoft app. Okay, I will think about it. Outlook. Then you will link it with Outlook. If you want me to do that, please shoot a comment below. I can also show you how do you do that. So that means it will be file manager, it will be the emails, I think sometimes the subdomains. Where is that section for subdomains? Sometimes the subdomains. What would you be doing with the subdomain? Sometimes you want to do a subdomain where you install WordPress on that subdomain and develop the web app until the client approves it. And then once it approves it, then you can move the application to the main domain. So basically that's what you will be maybe using the subdomain for. Otherwise, for me, this is the end. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. If you feel like this video has added value into your overall understanding of a server, please subscribe.